Hey girlfriends, welcome to Sister Girl Second Act. How's everybody's weekend doing? Here we celebrate the lives of women over 60, but I'll tell you, my recipes are for anyone who would like them. A lot of times we spend the part of the episode where we're talking about, I do personal stories or I do self care tips, and then I'll do an affirmation. But my recipes, you might like them as well. For those who are under 60, who knows? Maybe your granddaughter or your cousin or relative or friend. Recipes for everybody. Right now, I'm working on a series of recipes through my bread line, which is cinnamon rolls. Last week, I made lemon zest cinnamon rolls. Well, this week, I'm going to go for a more sweet and savory type of cinnamon roll. Yeah, I'm going to be making, are you ready for it? A maple bacon sweet and savory cinnamon roll. It's like breakfast all rolled into one, okay? I might throw some pecans on the top too. I'm not sure yet, but I always take the time of the year when I'm trying out, you know, where you have the same basic recipe and then you change it up. Well, that's what I'm doing now. So, I'm going to go ahead and get this bacon in the oven. And my dough is the same dough that I use every time I make cinnamon rolls. I did a video last week that captured how I put the dough together. But you can also look, I have previous videos, the same thing as far as like putting my dough together. And the recipe is usually under the description as far as like how to make the bread dough itself. So I'm not going to bore you with going from scratch as far as how to make the dough. I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I make the filling and put it together. So let me go ahead. I'm going to get this bacon out and we're going to get busy because I'm going to tell you, I think you're going to like this. I'm liking it already. I have never made it before. I've seen it, but I've never made it. And I said, you know what? I should try that and see because I like to do different variations of cinnamon rolls. Sweet, savory, and sweet, the whole 9 yards. So, anyway, let me get busy and I got to wash my hands, go in the kitchen and wash my hands, and we'll get started. All right, now. And the bacon I'm using today is applewood smoke uncured bacon, as you can see right here. Most of the time, people will go ahead and cook their bacon on the stove, but I like to put mine in the oven, which is what I'm about to do now. Okay, so it's in the oven. I like to put it in the oven. For one thing, it doesn't shrink up as fast. At least to me, it doesn't. You know how bacon just shrivels up when you fry it? Well, that's the reason I like to put it in the oven, and I like to cook it kind of slow so that it stays, the length of it stays. I'm making about a dozen to, I would say, a dozen and a half cinnamon rolls. So I have probably about 8 slices or so of bacon. However, I don't use the whole strip in one roll. So I'm going to be cutting that, and I'm going to put some in the filling, and then I'm going to put a little bit more on the top. So let's wait for the bacon. In the meantime, I'm going to put my dough together, and I'll be right back. So let me give you a couple of tips in between what the difference is between different types of flour. We have your pre-sifted bread flour, self-rising flour, and then we have our AP flour, which is known as all-purpose flour. Now, with the all-purpose flour, it has moderate protein in it that you can use for some breads, but you can use this mainly for cakes, cookies, and the regular baked goods. Then you've got your self-rising flour, which has a lower protein content. It's used for quick breads, you know, like um, biscuits and pancakes, and it rises quickly. Then you have your bread flour, which is my favorite. It's a higher protein, but it does produce more gluten. Um, and you can make your yeasted breads with this. It has a chewy type of texture, and it relies on yeast for rising. So those are your three types of flours. Now, when it comes to your yeast, let me see if I can get some. I mainly use the active dry yeast. And you have active dry, you have instant, and then you have rapid rise, and then you have, I'm trying to see if I have any in here. Instant yeast and your fast rising yeast. With the instant yeast, you can basically just put it, I don't have any instant, oh yeah, I do, right here. You can put this directly into the flour. You don't have to put it into any liquid, and just go ahead and make your stuff. With the active dry yeast, it requires liquid, whether it's water or like I use warm milk to make my bread. So and be very careful. Whenever you buy some, please make sure that you look at the date. The date is on the back of the package. This says it's good until October 26th, 2026. Please make sure, because that has a lot to do on as well as how high your bread or how full your bread is going to be. So just be careful for that. And that's just a couple of things, tidbits for you when you're picking out your flour and your yeast. Another thing, when you're using, if you say you're using your all-purpose flour, you can put your baking powder in there. I still use it with my bread flour. It all depends on the dates. If it's near to where it's going to be, close to its expiration date, because it loses its potency the longer that it sits. So just to be on the safe side, I always add baking powder to my flour. And another thing, I do not put salt in my flour because I use salted butter. That's just too much salt for me. I mean, it's your preference, but you can, if the recipe calls for it, go ahead and put it in, but I don't use it. Okay, I just got my bread and dough in the bowl. It's starting to rise, and I'm gonna let it rise for about an hour, hour and a half. And I also just finished cooking all this bacon. I'm gonna cut it up. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of this maple syrup. It even smells good, okay? Okay, my dough has risen. So let me roll the stuff out. First, I'm going to go ahead and put some flour. Oh, here it is. Wow. I always get excited after it rises. I got to get my rolling pin. My favorite rolling pin. This is something that I'll be passing down to my children, because this was my mom's original rolling pin. And I don't use any other one. I haven't even bought a new one or anything, because I feel like she's helping me in the kitchen or something. So I always use it every time I'm baking bread, or I'm making, a crust or rolling out something. But anyway, yep. So we're rolling out our dough. I'm excited about this because I've never made bacon maple cinnamon rolls before. So I'm really excited about this. And I'm still using the same, dough recipe as I was telling you. I was also giving you tidbits about the types of flour and the types of yeast. Okay, so we got that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some butter and I'm going to spread it all over my dough, just like this. You want to completely cover it. Make sure your butter is soft, because if not, it's going to tear your dough. Oh, man. Yes. The first thing I usually do when I know that I'm going to be making bread, the first thing I do is take out the butter. There's nothing worse than having cold, hard butter, okay? So, that's another one of those type of ingredients that I stock up on too. I always make sure I have plenty of butter, plenty of flour. As you can see all the flour I have. Because you can always make a whole bunch of stuff with a little bit of flour, and then you get your filling and, make yourself a pie or soup or something. I got the basics. All right, so that's our butter. Now, we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of cinnamon on here. It doesn't really matter the order that you put this in. But this is a cinnamon. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I put a little bit of the bacon on the side because I'm going to be basically putting that on the top when I do the glaze later on. Oh, let me see. I need a knife. I guess I can use my bread knife. I'll use this one. So, I have my bacon right here, see? And I'm going to put it like right here. I'm just gonna have like a little bit, maybe put like some here, some here. Let me tear this part off right here. Let's see, I got a little bit more, not much. A little bit, like right here. And what I did was, I put the maple syrup on it already. Also, I've got some light brown sugar here. Now this I usually put on first, but as I said, to me it really doesn't matter what order you put them in. But usually, I usually put on my butter, then my sugar, and then lay everything on top of it. So we've got, this is light brown sugar. So we've got double sweetness in here because we have the maple and the bacon. So I'm playing around with how I laid out this bacon to see whether I should have just made it just one strand or two. Then I'm going to take this up. I don't know if you can see this. Let me move this over a little bit so you can see it better. And I'm going to take it, bring my bacon in there, roll it again, and keep on rolling it. And make like a little bit of seam. Look at this. Turn it over like this. And as I do with all of my bread, I cut both ends off. I'm going to save that for last. Or sometimes I use it as a sample. Where's my pie plate? Where is my pie plate? I have it right here. I'm going to set it to the side because I got to cut. Now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other two pieces would have made 12. So this is making about a double, or 12, I'm sorry, a dozen. Now I can see what's going on because I have the bacon there, so I'm going to have to use a really sharp knife. I'm going to try a small knife first. And this is the first. Remember I was telling you to form it like a flower. And I'm going to set this in the middle of my pie plate. Let me move this stuff back so I can put my plate up here. Because I do have the bacon in the middle, I have to definitely, oh, I know, I can turn it up this way. That way you can see the bacon. See? So go ahead and put it that way. So once I cut it, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over like this so that the bacon is sticking out. Sweet and savory is such a good combination, you know? I mean, I love having my sweet cinnamon rolls, and I loved the lemon zest. I brought some to work and they loved them. They loved them. So they're going to be my testers from this point on. Every time I make a new type of roll and I need to have somebody tell me how it is, I can bring it to work. Some of them want recipes as well. I'm going to have to tell them they're going to have to watch my show, huh? Move this down some. These will probably come out a pretty decent size because they're pretty chunky looking. As I said, make sure you just poof it up just like that. What is that noise in the background? My cat on his scratch post. I'm telling you, he has to do so. There's no room for him up here on this thing today, so he's just over there making noise on a scratch post. I'm also going to put a little bit of maple syrup in my glaze when I mix it up together. Whew, wow. It's going to be so good. All right, I got 2 more. And you can ultimately use, as far as like thick bacon, this is the uncured bacon. I don't know whether it comes in a thick size, but you know how I am. I use what I have. And so this is what we have. So we got all this in here together. Let me see if there's something extra I can put. Let me take this one out and turn it over. Yeah, I'm going to put some bacon in it. I'll be right back. Yeah, I got that in there. And I'm also going to take the edges that I had, that I cut off when I originally did this. And wrap it around so that it can take up the middle pretty good. Look at that. Pretty, 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 pretty. All the bacon is showing. And I just use any extra dough that you have. Just wrap it around. Any that are small, you can just, because you don't want to waste it. You do not want to waste it. So just go ahead and wrap it around another roll that you have. I think that's about it. They all look pretty good. They look pretty good to me. All right, so now, hold on 1 second. I'm going to take a little bit of more brown sugar. Put that on here. Yep. This in here. I don't want them sticking out too much because I don't want them to like burn. If so, then I probably will put some parchment paper. I'm just going to keep my eye on them and just see how they do. And this is how it looks. So now I'm going to cover this back over, let it rise. That'll take like another 45 minutes or so, and then I'm going to go ahead and put them in the oven. Okay, so I went ahead and put the cinnamon rolls in the oven, 350 degrees for about 40-45 minutes. I will be keeping my eye on them because I don't want the bacon to burn. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and make this icing and set it aside. As you can see, I have some butter in here. We've got our maple syrup. Let me pour that into this right here. And confectionery sugar, which is what I have right here. Go ahead and dig into this. And I would say like about a cup or so. I basically eyeball it, so maybe a cup and a half. I mean, you can always use your icing for something else. Alright, so we went ahead and did that. And you just kind of mix up this. To me, I like to put butter in it because I don't want it to be too thin. You know, I do like it to be glazy, but not too thin. I might put some more butter in this as well. And I'm going to go ahead and add some milk. I got whole milk here. You don't need to use a lot of milk because see how this dissolves so quickly? And I'm going to have to put more of the confectionery sugar in it. Let me get my I'm going to go ahead and put some more confectionery sugar in it. And that's why I said you really kind of got to eyeball it. See how thick that is? I want it to be smooth though. And just mix it up. And now I'm just going to put a hint of maple syrup in it. Wow, that looks so pretty. The other thing too is wait until the cinnamon rolls are not even warm. You have to wait till they cool off before you put this on. Otherwise, you're going to come back to a big melted mess. So even though I'm making this ahead of time, I'm just going to set it to the side. Let me go ahead and see what this tastes like. Delicious, delicious, delicious. Wow. It's not real sweet because I didn't put a lot of maple syrup in it, but you can taste it. And that's what I want. Because remember, we have maple on the bacon as well. So all of this flavor is just going to explode in your mouth. Look at this. Oh, I can hardly wait. But anyway, this is what it is when it comes out the oven. We're going to go ahead and let them cool down. Ooh, I like this frosting. I'm calling it frosting, but it's glaze. You remember when your mom used to give you the beaters after she made cake, when she was making cake and she had cake batter and she'd give you the beaters? That's what I feel like right now. It's a nice buttery, mapley sweetness. Yes. So let me wait for them to come out the oven. We're going to show you what these beautiful cinnamon rolls look like. I'm also going to take some of the bacon. I'm going to make little crumbs out of the extra bacon that I have left over and put that on the top as well, just to decorate it up a little bit. All right, see you in a few minutes. Looking pretty good, I must say so myself. Wow, see the little bacon in there? Oh yeah. I am so excited. Wow. Oh, beautiful. 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 Love it. Oh, wow. I haven't even put the glaze frosting on it yet. Oh my goodness. I really like the way this turned out. I really do. I think everybody's going to like them. I can hardly wait to dig into one just to try it out for myself. Oh. And here's the finished look. I have the maple glaze on top of it, and I put the rest of the bacon bits that I made. Really looks delicious, and I'm going to take out a piece and taste it. Oh my goodness. This is delicious. The cinnamon, the brown sugar you can taste. It's so nice and, oh my goodness, what's the word I want to use? Satisfying. You got the maple syrup. You got the smokiness of the bacon, all combined into a flavorful, soft roll. I'm telling you, try this recipe. You'll like it. I can't say enough. And I'm not just saying it because I made them. It's delicious. For real, for real. Anyway, that's my time for today. Thank you for joining me. Everybody have a safe and wonderful rest of the weekend. Until next time, I'll see you later. Oh, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Until then, I'll see you. Bye.